Welcome back. According to Statistics Canada, almost 13 million Canadians spent their time volunteering in 2018. But because of COVID-19, all sectors of volunteerism have been greatly affected. According to a survey by Volunteer Canada, it found 71% of people decided not to volunteer specifically due to health and safety concerns brought on by the pandemic. So our next guest is here to tell us how we can turn back to volunteering in this new normal and how it can actually be good for us. Welcome back to the show, happiness researcher Gillian Mandich. Hi, Gillian.
Hi, it's nice to see you.
It's good to see you, and we are so looking forward to chatting about this. We want to, get into how we can make a difference in our communities. There are so many people who are struggling right now. I think especially of seniors, people in isolated communities, they need like groceries delivered to them. How has the pandemic changed who we give to and how we give back?
Yeah, we really have, Lainey, seen a change in terms of how people volunteer, right? A lot of it's moving more from in-person or offline to online or virtual volunteering. And also I think another piece of it is recognizing that there's the formal side of volunteering where you work with an organization or a group, and there's also more informal, and we're seeing a lot of that lately. Things like, for example, reaching out to neighbors, maybe they need help getting groceries or with
Mm-hmm.
cooking or things around the house, making masks for people. So we're seeing both of those right now and much more virtual volunteering than we've ever seen.
Jillian, I'd thought about volunteering during the pandemic, but then I'll be honest, I either get anxious about thinking about being close to people or I get plain lazy and give up before I even start. But what are you finding in your research? Are people more or less motivated to volunteer specifically right now?
Yeah, we're seeing a variety of different responses. So some people are feeling so stressed out, so burnt out, so low energy that they aren't able to. And then we're also seeing a surge in people wanting to volunteer as well. One study looked at why that was, and they found that some of the reasons that people were wanting to volunteer or give back, especially during the pandemic, was they wanted that feeling of giving back or contributing. Sometimes during a crisis, people feel helpless. And so volunteering can give them a sense of control or that they're doing something or they're helping out during a difficult time. Some people are watching the news and media and social media and they're feeling sadness or anxiety. And so they actually use volunteering as a way to sort of cope or to help mitigate some of those more challenging feelings.
Now, you say that turning back to volunteerism obviously can strengthen a community, but it can also make us happier. So, what is that relationship? What is it about volunteering that can, create like a unique connection to happiness?
Lainey, and it's even more exciting than that because we actually see two different ways in terms of happiness. So, the person that's on the receiving end of volunteering, whether it's a person or a community organization or a cause, they feel good because somebody has done something nice to help them out. And then
Hmm.
on the other side, the person that's actually doing the volunteering, they see a benefit in terms of their happiness too. One study actually looked at 6 different characteristics. So, they looked at happiness levels, life satisfaction, self esteem, sense of purpose, physical health, and depressive symptoms. So 6 symptoms. And they found that volunteering improved all 6. So there really is this big impact. And another study found that people that volunteer, they reported a 78% lower stress. 94% of the people in the study reported that their mood was improved. 95% said that they felt like it made their community better. And 96% said that it gave them a sense of meaning or purpose in their life. So we really are seeing so many benefits in terms of happiness from when we volunteer or give back.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's stick with stress and mood. That was incredible. And it makes me immediately want to run out and volunteer right now to increase my stress or lower my levels and improve my mood. But is there evidence that shows charitable acts have a positive impact on volunteers' mental health?
Yes, there is so much really good research that shows that when we volunteer, we can see improvements and boosts in our mental health. And so, why is that? Well, a couple of the key factors are first, that volunteering is intrinsically rewarding. So, what that means is that it feels good to volunteer or to give back. In research, we call this sort of this idea of the warm glow of giving, where it feels good and we get that sense of pleasure by doing something nice for somebody else or another organization. And another key piece of it, too, too is that when we volunteer or give back, we see boosts in social connection. And social connection is really correlated with both our happiness and our health. And so by creating and working together with a group of people or an organization towards a common goal, it can help to boost that sense of connection. And I think especially in this past year, where a lot of us are lacking that feeling, volunteering can be a great way to achieve that feeling.
It must be incredibly difficult, though, for people who pre-pandemic were volunteering and getting that sort of helper's high that you mentioned, and now they're lacking that. So what's a good way to cope with those emotions that they're going through now?
Yeah, especially as humans, we have this deep-seated desire to connect with people and to feel that sense of connection. And so, while it's different now, we can really create that in a variety of different ways. So that feeling of connection, that feeling, we can do things like reaching out to our neighbors, asking if they need a hand. Blood donations, especially during times of crisis, blood donations are an all-time low. And right now, we see a decrease in people that are both willing and able to donate. So that's a great opportunity. Or even just reaching out to a local nonprofit, a local church, and asking the question, what do you need, or how can I help?
Let's get back to like the idea of supporting virtually, because of course many people are still in some form of lockdown. Have volunteer programs pivoted to, a volunteer virtual basis, and how does that work? What do those platforms look like?
Yeah, we are seeing different types of activities emerge, especially when we can't be connected or giving back in person. But one of the things I think it's important to note is that when we volunteer, it doesn't need to be this like really big time commitment. Research shows that even volunteering once a month, people that do have mental health benefits compared to people that do it infrequently or never. And what that means though right now is that we have to get creative. We have to find different ways. Like I walk around downtown Toronto and you see the community fridges that are popping up in cities, or
Yeah.
right? I volunteer with an organization called the Sunshine Foundation, and they make dreams come true for kids with severe disabilities or life-threatening illnesses. And this year for Halloween, they decided to host an online event. So it was really neat. Everybody got dressed up, and there was a concert virtually. So when we're thinking about virtual volunteering, I was curious how much of the online in-person benefits can actually translate to the virtual world. And I just read a study that found that 80% does. So we really do see very big impact from volunteering both in person and online. If you're watching right now and wondering what opportunities are available for you, Volunteer Canada is a really great resource. So if you go to volunteer.ca, what you can do is you can find virtual or any opportunities anywhere across the country that really meet your needs and your interests.
Let's talk about the time commitment though, because it is a precious commodity, especially now. We've been hearing from a lot of people who actually are busier now than they have ever been, especially in the before times. So, what if we don't have the entire day to dedicate to giving back? How do you make the most of the limited time that you do have?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be a very big time consuming thing. And so, whatever amount of time you're able to carve out to give back, some of the things that you can do while you're volunteering to really help maximize that are, first of all, like getting clear on your goals, asking yourself the question, why is it that I'm giving back? What do I hope to achieve? What do I hope to feel? And then making sure that whatever activity it is that you choose in the time that you have, making sure it's in alignment with that goal. The other piece is, I think, really having fun or enjoying what you do, because then we all like to have fun and enjoy our time. So if we can do that well, giving back, even better. And then lastly, savoring the time that you do. So when you're engaged in whatever activity you choose, be present in the moment. Savoring has really been shown to increase our happiness, but it can also just help us to enjoy and to appreciate exactly what we're doing while we're doing it.
Gillian, thank you so much. I think it's safe to say we all feel inspired right now. Thanks for such a great and thoughtful conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be right back.